Good afternoon, my name is Joaquin Campos and I'm gonna record myself taking my BULATS speaking test.
Read the instruction. Part 1. Interview. You will be asked 8 questions. Listen to each question and respond after the tone. Look at the timer to see how much time you have to give your answer. Can you tell me your full name?
My full name is Joaquin Campos Barrientos.
How do you spell your surname?
My name is spelled Joaquin.
Where are you from?
I am from Mexico, but to be more exactly, I am from Torreón, Coahuila, Mexico.
What do you like most about your hometown?
The thing that I like the most about my hometown is my family, my girlfriend and my friends, and the people around me.
What's your job?
Currently, I don't have a formal job yet. Sometimes I just work with my mom on her office, helping her to looking for some information, and at the same time, I am a student in the Tecnológico of Monterrey.
What exactly does your job involve?
Like I mentioned before, I work with my mom on her office, helping her looking for some information and putting that information on the documents that she needs in the moment. I also help her by looking for some new customers for her office.
What made you decide on this kind of work?
What made me decide to take this job was basically the time, because I don't have to come many hours. I can be doing this job and at the same time I can continue going to school. In the morning I go to school and then in the afternoon I go to the office to work.
How do you use English in your work?
In my work, English is very important because sometimes there are some information that it's in English, so I translate that information to Spanish so my mom can understand it. And English is very important in my life because in my school, most of my classes are in English, so that's why I understand them.
Part 2. Reading aloud. You will see 8 sentences on the screen. Read each sentence aloud after the tone. Look at the timer to see how much time you have to give your answer. Question 1.
This is the latest version of the plan.
Question 2.
These are the minutes of the last committee meeting.
Question 3.
Sales have risen faster than expected over the last quarter.
Question 4.
I will give you a summary of the figures at the end of my talk.
Question 5.
Mr. Bone apologizes for not being able to attend the reception.
Question 6.
Permission to develop the land must be gained in advance.
Question 7.
Dr. Clark would like you to phone her back before 3 o'clock.
Question 8.
The design should follow the guidance set out in the tender specifications.
Part 3. Presentation. You will have 1 minute to talk about a topic. First, you have 40 seconds to read the task and prepare what you are going to say. You will then be given 1 minute to speak. Please begin speaking now.
Well, I'm going to talk about the perfect office to work in, and the office should be on a good area. For example, here in Torreon it should be on the center of the city because it has a lot of important places near, like the restaurants, and the school it's near the center too, so that is really important. The office should look like, it doesn't matter how it look for me, as soon as I can have a good relationship with my partners. And the facilities that the office should have, it should have a good parking lot, because sometimes it's really bad when you can't find a good place to park your car. So that would be great to have a good parking lot and to have a good space in each office to put your laptop, your printer, and the things that you need to do your job every day. And that's all I have to say.
Part 4. Presentation with graphics. You will have 1 minute to talk about some visual information. First, you have 1 minute to look at the task and prepare what you are going to say. You will then be given 1 minute to speak. Please begin speaking now.
I'm going to talk about the exports of the company Pepco. Um, it has exportation on the year 2005, 2006 and 2007. We can see that Japan is the most potential country to export because on the first year it has a 75%, then on the second one a 55%, and finally a 50% on the last year. We can see that Brazil is also a good country to export because on the first year it has a 10%, which is very low, but then it went up to 30%, and then it ended up on a 25% on the last year. We can see that Canada is the country with less exportations because on the first year it has a 50%, then 50% on the second year, and finally it ended up with a 25%. They should measure that and try to do more exportations to that country so it can be as good as the other ones.
Part 5. Communication activity. You will imagine you are in this situation. You have 40 seconds to read the task. How important do you think the location of a conference is?
Well, I think the location is really important because if it's very far, the people won't go. So it will be good location on the center of the city because everyone can go there, and the people that doesn't have a car, they can take a bus and go there without problem.
What equipment should a good conference center have?
The most important about the equipment is a good audio and a good computer that can project the PowerPoint presentations, so the conference don't have any trouble by a computer that don't put the PowerPoint presentations in a good way.
What catering facilities do you expect to find in a good conference center?
Well, about the catering facilities, they should have coffee. That is really important in a conference, and not have a lot of food because sometimes people don't eat all. So I think that coffee and some cookies and chips will be really good for a good conference.
What makes a good conference speaker?
I really think that a good conference speaker is a person with a good sound of voice, a person that can speak loud so everyone can hear him, and he or she should give good examples to understand the topic, examples that can make easier the topic.
What is the ideal length of a good conference?
In my opinion, I think that a good length for a conference should be 2 hours. On the first hour, talk about the most important topics, and then after the first hour, give a break so that people can go and eat coffee, and then end up with another hour of examples about the topic.
That's the end of the BULATS speaking test.
Well, thank you very much, and that was my BULATS speaking test.